Hey everybody, it's your girl Jay from DCSC Talks. Like, subscribe, follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok at DCSC Talks. And also we have our Cash App up there. So today we will be covering Shanquella Robinson. As we all know, Shanquella made headlines because of unfortunate, tragic circumstances. She went to Mexico with her best friend Khalil to the left, which we will call the Cabo Six in this video, as well as the three women to your right and the other two gentlemen. Now, the gentleman at the bottom, we all know him. You can't really see his face clear, but that is Nazir, and it was Nazir's birthday, and so they all was getting together to have this trip, celebrate his birthday, live their best life. And unfortunately, things did not go the way it was planned for Shanquilla. Now, it is alleged that, and we saw several videos of the young ladies in the room. Everybody was in the room. Shanquilla's walking through the villa, asking the young ladies when are they going to get naked. In my perspective, I took that as putting on their bathing suits. They wanted to potentially take pictures, get in the pool, whatever, whatever. So we in that video we saw the young ladies and the gentlemen all in the room, and it just looked sus because it was like, if y'all all on this trip, why is she searching around the villa looking for you all? Naturally, you would think that she would be with them as well. So the family buried Shanquilla yesterday, and we just asked, and we are definitely praying for the family because we understand that their journey has just begun. I was watching another YouTube channel, which is going to get into the content as well, but it was Chris Barnes, and um, it was just interesting. One of the perspectives that he had on the issue and some of the questions and comments that his viewers put out there. So if you haven't looked at his page, liked or subscribed it, please go out there and check out Chris Barnes because he did have some good content out there. So on November the 18th, I have the slide up. I was watching the CBS News Live because, of course, like I said, everybody is covering the story. And Shanquilla's mom haven't really been out there too much, but she did this interview, and I was just shocked by something she said. And the link to the video is on the slide. I also drop it in my comments box, but her mom stated that allegedly when they were initially contacting her after they told her that Shanquilla was sick, that she asked them why haven't they taken her to the hospital yet. Now, allegedly in this interview, Shanquilla mother stated that the friends asked her for $5,000. So that was kind of fishy. When I saw that, I was like, well, dang, like, I mean, that was just weird because the mom was like, Shanquilla had insurance. Everybody that's done their research on Shanquilla, they know that she was a small business owner. She had two businesses, a hair salon, as well as the clothing line. And I don't know if you all have Googled her. And this is also interesting in the perspective of her friends. But Shanquilla had a nice little net worth. I don't know if y'all ever do that, but you can go out there, type in the celebrity name or any day, everyday late person, and if they have assets, then most of the time those things are documented, whether you know it or not, and it's available for the general public. So, based on the research, and I'm not going to disclose her information because it varies on different sites, but I'm telling y'all, go out there and Google yourself. She was doing good for herself to be a 25-year-old young woman, African American woman. And so when her mom was like, alleged that they asked her for additional funds, I was just like, well, God, after they, after she died, did they, what was, what was really going on? So, and then I started putting it together because I was like, okay, I just watched the interview 2 days ago where the father, Bernard Robinson, was on the North Carolina beat, and he was stating that, it's alleged that they used her credit card for the Airbnb and the hotel, as well as to get back home early. But I also, and I'm trying to fact check this, so it's alleged that Shanquella also, because I don't know if you travel internationally or to a different country, but when you travel international, one, you have to report the amount of money that you take if it's over a certain amount, typically $5,000. And also, a lot of times in certain countries, when you purchase certain merchandise, that has to be shipped back through customs before you can get it, or you're checked through customs on your way through the airport returning home. So it is out there alleged that Shanquilla also had a significant amount of cash on her. Now, whether the friends used, I'm sure that they didn't use the cash for the Airbnb because you have to secure that um, even before coming. However, that's something that nobody's really talking about. I guess they'll kind of get down to the bottom of that and put out more information on that as the story progresses. But just be looking out for that. And as soon as I get a source or a reliable um, do reliable research on that, I will come back and do another video. But that's the second. Okay, they wanted $5,000 from the mom. She is my allegedly, and it's my understanding that she did not send it. Then they asked for they didn't ask for it, but it's alleged that her credit card was used, or some of the um currency that was on her was used in order for them to make their great escape back home. And the last thing, just which I thought was just grimy at its finest, it is alleged that items were missing, such as her phone and purse, when Khalil allegedly returned her suitcase. So this story is just getting more intense as the days go by, because at the end of the day, it just, Shanquilla was 25 years old. She was an attractive young girl. She had everything going for herself. Businesses, just seemed to be living her best life. And it's sad that you know when people are jealousy and envious of you, and a lot of people will be the first one to be like, oh no, I ain't no hater. But when you jealous, anytime you jealous and envious of somebody, is hate. And people really need to check their heart, because what got me so much about it, and knowing and doing the research, that she was financially comfortable for a 25-year-old. Like, if y'all ain't want her there no more, I'm sure it wouldn't have been no sweat off her back to go back home. She would rather, probably, I'm sure, not just her, but her family would have wanted the Cabo Six to, you know, make her feel uncomfortable to the point that she wanted to leave, rather than doing what they did to her. And all of that is alleged, but we're going to keep up on this story. I am going to be doing another video. Shanquilla's sister is supposed to be doing a video, a live or exclusive interview with Gerald Jackson at the North Carolina beat. But before I sign off and get to that, I want to go back to the person that I mentioned earlier, um, the the Chris Barnes channel. they made a very interesting point about the first allegation, and that was the fact that it is alleged, put it like that, that potentially the $5,000 was requested to pay off the Mexican authorities to alter her, Lord forgive me, her death certificate to reflect alcohol poison. And I was like, okay, some people might say, oh, they reaching or whatever. But if you do your research, they have an app, and they also have a document for tourists and travelers, quote unquote, called I Know My Rights. The app is called the Nuncia Pasalino, and I'm not good at Spanish, but they have this app that tourists can download, that in which they can report to an interagency if there is some type of extortion or something fishy going on with the Mexican government while they're on travel and vacation. So, when the allegation was made, when I started doing my research as well, it's like things that make you go, hmm. And I thank God that if that is with that allegation, and knowing some of the circumstances that surround the Mexican government, it kind of makes you say, that you're thankful that her mom didn't give them the money, because had she inadvertently sent it, not thinking and knowing that Shanquella had already expired, she could have never found out what happened to her if the allegation is true, that that money could have been used to pay off the government. Now, I always got to play devil's advocate, because, like I said, I also stated that she had cash on her. So I was like, if that allegation is true that was put out there, then why didn't they use the cash that she allegedly had? But nobody really knows. It just comes down to the fact of, like I said earlier, people don't think that they're hating, be when they have when they be jealous and envy. And it's hard to even get people to admit that they got a little bit of hate in them. But that's obvious, alleged, with these young ladies, because of the way they handle her. They mishandled her that whole trip, and that could have been avoided, because if you want to even throw out the scenario, the trip was pre-planned and they fell out. I know it's different people out there putting out the scenario that she said somebody, yeah, but come on, y'all, for real. I haven't been able to fact check that, but that just don't even sound right on the surface. Because why would she even put herself in that position? And then based off, and you never know people. I don't know Shanquilla. I don't know her family or whatever, whatever. But like, you know what I'm saying? So I'm not going to go with that narrative. I'm not doing any videos on that. Basically, I'm not following them up on that. I got to see proof. Somebody got to come out with a credible source or something for me to do a video on that. But I will tell you, I am going to be trying to follow the money and find out, tracking down different resources and sources. And I would be interested to see what how much they actually spent. Did she pay for the Airbnb, et cetera, et cetera? And just keep everybody posted on anything new that comes out. So if you haven't liked, subscribed, or followed us, please do so. Like and subscribe this video, like us, follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all of the above. And I will continue to upload videos bringing you truth, facts, and love. This is Jay from DC Talks.